come here. Welcome back to Langrisser and News from the Future. So on this part of video, we will be featuring this month's Band of Heroes, which is actually both the end of 2023 last final batch hero being released, and also at the same time it is the first batch of heroes that are being released for the year of 2024 January. And we welcome none other than the Collab-Sho universe. So before we carry on, a very great thanks to information shared and provided by the Langrisser mobile app. So you? Are you guys ready? Here we go. And yep, this is a collaboration faction, so on this part of the video, welcome to the Langrisser Discovery channel, where we features strange, grotesque, weird, pretty, and amazing creatures of the WoW from the Time Collaboration universe. So what you're looking at right now is the upcoming collaboration heroes for the month of December 2023 to January 2024. And this creature is from the universe known as Unit G, aka the Guyver universe. So do not judge the books by its cover, and do not just judge this character on its appearance. Some may think it looks grotesque, ugly. Some may think it as strong and beautiful kind of creature of its own category. And yep, what you're looking at is apparently a human being covered up by a humanoid type of aliens, creatures, or alien suit that is of a parasitic relationship with its host. This, as you can see, is known as Guyver Unit 1, aka Unit G1. So this Guyver unit from this universe, the protagonist is known as Sho, aka Guyver 1. He's being voiced by none other than Mr. Kenji Nojima himself, who has voiced some notorious roles from the other anime universe such as Shakugan no Shana as Saito, and the other one is being one of my favorite from High School DxD, who he voiced as Yuto Kiba, the Sword Summoner. So, just like the penguin, which can be grotesque, sick, and beautiful at the same time, that the same is being said for the Guyver Unit G. So, just sharing a quick backstory. So in its world, Guyver is originally, based on its backstory provided thus far, is originally created by this creators. In the English translation version is known as the creators, while in the Chinese version it is more directly translated as the descenders, 降临者, means they descend on the planet. So a very great long time ago, they have descent on the blue planet where there's not a lot of creatures. So apparently the creators created a lot of creatures, and well, definitely include penguin. So they're one of them to test the evolution of life and how they can make use of the creatures to their use to venture even further into the universe, or perhaps to build an army, to declare war, to fend off or fight against, or even conquer the unknown mystery of the universe. However, it turned out to be a mistake when Unit G, which is originally spacesuits, organic spacesuits, or protective armor, whereby the creators themselves, when they use it to do on the test subject, which of consists the human species, and apparently this turned to be a disaster, as apparently the creators, when they create all creatures and humankind on the blue planet, they make sure they have control over the life form by using special powers like, you know it, you nail it, telekinesis. So long story short, you can think of it like the X-Men, where Charles Xavier's mind power is able to, well, interfere with the actions or controls what other does. That's the same goes for the creators. So however, upon getting in contact with this Unit G, which in its default state is just like a round or squarish shape, that it has no will of its own. However, upon in contact with the human host, these harmless creatures turn into a fully built armor that we can see right now, and this is known as the Guyver 1. So this parasitic creature apparently will provide great strength power for its host, and not to mention that if, as long as it survives, the harsher the environment they live in, or the greater the enemy or the threat they are facing, the better this Unit G Guyver will evolve. So currently, the description about Unit G evolution is that the state is unknown, except for that as long as it meets greater threat, it will evolve. And of course, with greater will from its host, the better it evolves to. But of course, this is just only speculations, as well, basically they are just kind of similar to the penguin. And of course, I meant it as a joke. And it provides different types of abilities and armors on the different parts of its body. On its arms, it will provide this sharp fangs, which can turn into a longer blade, so it can retract or extend at will. Then its headpiece, which is apparently its weakness when it's being damaged or damaged enough or being hit and crushed, the Unit G will crumble and die while consuming or melting its host within together. However, as long as the headpiece survives, it can regenerate the rest of the body, even if it's totally destroyed. The head spear will be able to regenerate the whole exact body, mind of the main host. Then the strongest part is the chest, known as the chest buster. It can be opened up and you can see two gel-like sphere on his chest, kind of, well, basically many fans has making a lot of jokes like it looks like boobs made of gel. However, on contrary to its appearance, it is a very great weapon of destructions. Its power is even stronger than that of a nuclear bomb. Then, aside from that, its arm, looking at the protruding segment above its arm, it can be helped and used to create gravitational force and also create a black hole to use to destroy and consume any units that it deems as a threat. And the spear on his belly or belt sections, as you can see, allows him to defy gravity and provide levitational and flight ability for his host. And as for the rest of that, this unit is currently still evolving, and sadly, after 30 plus years, the manga has not yet come to an end, so I'm not sure if I will live to see through the ending. So, alright, we can now finally start. So, Fukumachi-Sho, which you will be able to see the actual holes in its Echo-like skin, which we will be able to see during the demo play, is the main host for Guyver Unit 1. So he is from the following faction: Protagonist, Mythical, and the Collaboration faction. And this is his talent. His talent is known as Bio Boost Evolution. And watch to the end for the translations that we have done for you guys. The first effect: increase attack and defense by 25%. The second effect: at the start of the turn, randomly obtain a yet to be obtained Bio Boost Evolution buff effect. In this case, we'll short form to it as BBE. BBE buff effect for 2 turns that cannot be dispelled. And the following description says that make use of the advantage provided by the BBE buff to turn the buff into permanent effect. And when upgraded, when the upgraded effect triggers, you will immediately obtain another not yet gained BBE effect. So this is the list of BBE effect you can gain from Guyver Unit 1 in this Langrisser universe collaboration. So number 3, it's the gravitational control or gravity control. This effect will provide for 2 turns mobility +1. To upgrade it, the upgrade effect is if within the turn effect you move no less than 5 blocks, you will immediately gain an additional mobility of +1, and all these effects are permanent, so you'll be able to move +2 in total. Number 4, so as you can see, this is number 4, so apparently you have 5 ability to be gained for this collaboration. So number 4, Super Recovery. When you gain this buff, you will recover 20% of your HP after the battle. The upgrade effect: if after battle your unit HP is greater than 90%, the healing effects doubles. So this is very scary and powerful, if I may say. You get to heal just alone is 40% if the effects doubles. Number 5, Super Sensing. When being attacked, you will attack first. Upgrade effect: if you end your turn in the danger zone, this effect will trigger with the additional ability that it will trigger of attacking first when you initiate the battle too. 6, Supersonic Wave. Supersonic Wave provides increased unit range by +1. The upgrade effect: if you have not taken damage after the battle, increase units range by an additional +1. So you get a +2 if you manage to fulfill the requirement of upgrading it. Last but not least, number 7, High Frequency Wave. This effect provides you ignore enemy defense by 15%. Upgrade effect: if you have successfully destroyed enemy's unit, the ignore defense effect will double, so to a max of 30%. And that's it for the talent of Guyver Unit G1 in the Langrisser universe. And just to showcase you guys, if you guys are wondering, so this is apparently the first heroes or collab heroes being released to have only one single class path, and of all are just infantry, and this means that it will be extremely weak against cavalry unit. So right, as you can see, this will be the exclusive skill 1, and apparently there are 4 exclusive skills for Unit G1. This is definitely one of the best thing that Team Zilong has done for the gamers and fans alike in these collaborations, because most of the time there's only 2 exclusive new skills, excluding the 3C, but now you get not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. So the first one is high frequency wave sword. Okay, it is a 2C skill, has a CD of 2, the range is 1 block, the AoE type is physical single target. It provides the following effects for the Guyver unit. Number 1, attack and deal 1.3 times damage to target enemy. Number 2, dispel 2 buff from enemy before battle. Number 3, ignore 20% of enemy's defense in this battle. So this is pretty cool. If you manage to stack with your talent effect, it will be together with the upgraded effect. The pre-upgraded will be 15 plus 20%, 35, and the max of upgrade will be ignoring 50% of enemy's defense in this battle. Not to mention that before battle you get the dispel to buff from enemy, so definitely a great trade. Coming to the exclusive skill 2, as you can see here, this is known as gravitational explosion strike or pressure cannon. So all these are taken from the translations itself, so do note that the English and the Chinese translations might differ. Okay, is a 2C skills, has a CD of 3, the range is 1, the AoE type is physical single target. It provides Guyver unit the following ability. Number 1, deal 1.5 times damage to target enemy. Number 2, dispel or movement increment effect before battle from enemy. And 3, reduce target enemy movement by -2 and cause them to not able to guard for 1 turn, and this effect cannot be dispelled. So gravity explosion strike or gravitational explosion strike or pressure cannon is a very cool skill if you know that during the battle or pre-battle selections, you know that more or if not most of the enemies heroes that they choose have movement speed increment ability. You can make use of these skills, or you can equip with these skills to nullify the whole effect. 1.5 times damage is kind of great, and able to dispel off movement increment effect is cool. And on top of that, after the movement buff removal, you get to top it up with giving the enemy a -2 and not able to guard for 1 turn. Not to mention that this effect cannot be dispelled. This is definitely icing on the cake. And it is very cool. Okay. Exclusive skill tree is known as Protection Barrier. It's a 1C skills. The CD, range, and AoE type are known. It is a passive skills effect. It will provide Guyver Unit 1 with the following ability. Number 1, before being attacked into battle, obtain buff effect, Protection Barrier. It provides the following ability. It will give you a shield that is able to block damage based on 20% of your max HP, and it cannot be dispelled. And that's it. So yup, you read it right. This effect is just that straightforward. When being attacked into battle, you will gain this shield buff or barrier buff protections that helps you to block damage up to 20% of your max HP, and it cannot be dispelled. Not to mention that there is no cooldown. As long as you are being attacked into battle, you will gain this shield. And last but not least, number 4, it's the skills Guyver Regenerations. It is a 1C skills, has a CD, range, and AoE of now. It is again a passive skills effect. Number 1, upon death, place on the location or the block unit a control unit G, where Sho will regenerate and revive from the spot next turn. Number 2, once regenerate or revive, Sho will enter excess defense mode. Excess defense mode's effects are as follows. Unit cannot be controlled, and when it initiates attack, it will not take damage. Second, when the effect is removed, you can act against once. This effect cannot be dispelled and lasts for 1 turn. 4. Upon triggered, this effect will enter a cooldown of 4 turns before you can trigger it again. And that's it for this effect. So as you can see, this is basically very similar to the revive or reappearance ability like Chaos Yani, aka the Awakener. So upon death, you will open like a portal. So this is not a terrain or something that you can attack. So it's similar to the Awakener's portal effect. So upon death, you'll leave a portal on the location that you die. Then on the next turn, you will be revived or you will regenerate. However, on contrary to Awakener's revival effect that you can control the unit, upon regenerations, you will enter this mode known as excess defense. The players will not be able to control it, meaning that there's a high chance, meaning that you will only be able to move or use him during the last turn. But the best part is that when it initiates attack, it will not take damage. And this effect going to excess defense will last for 1 turn. However, it will be removed after the attack because you end turn, the turn's end, and then you get to act against once more, meaning you will need to suffer a 1 turn where you cannot control the unit where you attack. However, after it initiate attack, you get to control this unit again. You can choose to either retreat or you can choose to advance. And this is a free skills, unlike Awakeners, where you can only be revived or regenerate for once. This skills, it's, well, every 4 turns upon triggering, you can cast it again. However, one thing to note that is, upon death and then when you regenerate or revive, you will lose all the buff that you had, that you earn from your talent buff effect. So you will need to redo the buff quest again when it appears. Okay, last but not least, the 3C known as Guyver 1 Mega Smasher, or some may call it Chest Particle Beam Cannon. It has a CD of 5, a range of 2, the AoE type is Physical Single Target. It has both passive and active. Passive: number 1, when you end your turn, if you have 3 or more BBE buff, reduce all skill CD by 1. Active: attack and deal 1.8 times damage to target enemy. 2. Before battle, increase damage taken from enemy by 20%. This effect cannot be dispelled and lasts for 2 turns. 3. Close combat soldiers you bring will attack together and you will not take close combat penalty. And that's it for Guyver Unit G1. And this is the end of this part 1 collaboration discovery channel. And alright, before we end the thing, so back to some discussion. So if you're wondering if this Guyver unit is supposed to be a very top tier, very strong, the answer currently is sadly no. In the Apex, a lot of pros has been trying to play it out this character Sho, aka Guyver Unit 1. However, a final is kind of hard to pull out his full potential. The main downside about him is that because of his class, as you can see, it is both infantry, and sadly, looking at his design, which is like of this alien-like anti-hero features, I personally was expecting him to be a dragon class, so he will be almost neutral to all effects, damage, and classes. So that will be cool, and definitely I gotta say this is one of my favorite manga series of the show because of this cool design, which I said it during the anniversary video. This is meant to be like a anti-hero or darker tones style of Kamen Riders, and it's going to give you a much more organic style instead of like mechanical, semi-mechanical, semi-organic, which is at that time hard to fully made or develop into live actions. So yeah, this is a very pretty cool design in my perspective. I know a lot of players has been saying this is a very ugly, monstrous creature, but nonetheless I like it a lot. However, I gotta say it's pretty cool. He's definitely a top tier in PvE. The hardest about him in PvP is that because he has 5 type of bio boost evolution, or should you say 5 type of extra talents you need to work out to get, and it is not that easy compared to characters like Oboro or Dragon Mom, because all they do is just wait and turn, they will gain the effect for this Guyver, your buyer boost effect, is that you will randomly gain either of the following 5 effects for 2 turns, and you only have 2 turns to fulfill the criteria. If you manage to fulfill the criteria, then you gain this effect permanently, and if not, another ability will just kicks in. And some of the criteria are easy to achieve, some are not, which we will be going through much more again during the demo play. And that's it for Guyver Unit G1, aka Fukamachi-Sho. And what did you guys think? Did you think he's pretty cool, strong, he has more potentials in the future, or he's just meh? Leave it down in the comment sections below. This is Kami. We'll see you guys on the next part of video featuring a golden boss characters. Remember to like and subscribe and watch to the end for the translations I've done for you guys. And goodbye.